Turn old treasures into rustic farmhouse garden art with these creative ideas. There's something deeply comforting about the rustic farmhouse aesthetic, isn't there? It's a style that whispers of simpler times, of weathered wood and sun-faded paint, of treasures pulled from the earth or rescued from the past. Hello again, friends, and welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here today as we explore the art of turning old treasures into rustic farmhouse garden art. If you're anything like me, you find joy in the hunt, scouring flea markets, barn sales, or even your own attic for those forgotten items that just need a little love to shine again. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button if this topic speaks to you, leave a comment sharing your own rustic DIY adventures, and subscribe so you never miss our cozy, creative journeys together. Now, let's wander into the world of rustic charm and uncover why it feels like coming home. The magic of rustic farmhouse design lies in its imperfections. It's not about polished finishes or flawless symmetry. It's about character, history, and the stories embedded in every scratch and dent. When I think about repurposing old items into garden art, I imagine each piece carrying a secret narrative. A chipped enamel pitcher that once held fresh milk on a farmhouse table, a rusted wagon wheel that rolled through fields a century ago. These objects aren't just decorations, they're fragments of a lived-in life, and placing them in a garden feels like honoring their past while giving them new purpose. There's a quiet poetry in that, a sense of continuity that connects us to generations before us. It's no wonder this style resonates so deeply with so many people. It's a tangible way to slow down and appreciate the beauty of time's passage. What I love most about rustic farmhouse garden art is how effortlessly it blends with nature. Unlike sleek, modern designs that can feel stark against the organic chaos of a garden, rustic pieces seem to grow from the earth itself. A weathered wooden ladder leaning against a fence, draped with climbing roses, looks like it's always been there. A cluster of vintage terracotta pots, each one cracked and unique, feels like a natural extension of the soil they sit upon. This style doesn't fight against the wildness of a garden, it embraces it, enhancing the sense of harmony between human creativity and the untamed world. It's a reminder that beauty doesn't have to be perfect or pristine. It can be rough around the edges, unpredictable, and all the more enchanting for it. There's also a wonderful sense of resourcefulness in this aesthetic. In a world that often feels disposable, where trends come and go at lightning speed, rustic farmhouse design encourages us to pause and reconsider what we might otherwise discard. That old window frame with peeling paint. It could become a charming garden mirror. Those mismatched silverware pieces? They might transform into whimsical wind chimes. This philosophy isn't just about saving money or being eco-conscious, though those are lovely benefits. It's about cultivating a mindset of appreciation. It teaches us to see potential in the overlooked, to find value in the worn and weathered. And in doing so, it fosters a deeper connection to the things we bring into our spaces, making our gardens feel more personal and meaningful. The mood evoked by rustic farmhouse garden art is one of warmth and nostalgia. It's the visual equivalent of a well-loved quilt or the scent of freshly baked bread, comforting, familiar, and deeply soothing. When I walk through a garden adorned with these kinds of pieces, I feel a sense of timelessness, as if the hustle of modern life has momentarily faded away. It's a style that invites you to linger, to run your fingers over the rough grain of a wooden bench, or to pause and watch sunlight filter through a stained glass panel repurposed as a garden accent. This aesthetic doesn't demand attention, it gently beckons, creating a space that feels like a sanctuary. In a way, it's a form of visual storytelling, where every piece contributes to a larger narrative of simplicity, authenticity, and quiet joy. Another aspect I adore about this design concept is its versatility. Rustic farmhouse garden art doesn't require a strict set of rules or a hefty budget. It's a style that welcomes improvisation and personal flair. Maybe you're drawn to the romanticism of French country gardens with their wrought iron and lavender hues, or perhaps you prefer the rugged charm of American farmsteads with their galvanized metal and sun-bleached wood. Either way, the core idea remains the same, celebrating the beauty of imperfection and the stories behind each piece. This flexibility makes it accessible to everyone, whether you're a seasoned DIYer or someone just dipping their toes into the world of garden design. It's not about getting it right, it's about creating a space that feels true to you. The process of creating rustic farmhouse garden art is just as rewarding as the finished product. There's something meditative about sanding down an old piece of wood, about carefully arranging a collection of vintage bottles on a windowsill, or about planting succulents in a repurposed tin bucket. These small hands-on projects allow us to slow down and engage with our creativity in a tangible way. In a digital age where so much of our lives are spent scrolling and clicking, working with physical materials can feel grounding and restorative. It's a reminder of the satisfaction that comes from making something with your own hands, from transforming the ordinary into something extraordinary. And when you step back and see your garden come to life with these personal touches, it's hard not to feel a swell of pride and contentment. Rustic farmhouse garden art also has a way of fostering community and connection. Whether it's swapping ideas with fellow enthusiasts at a flea market, inheriting a cherished family heirloom to repurpose, or simply sharing your creations with neighbors who stop to admire them, this style naturally invites conversation and camaraderie. It's a celebration of shared history and collective creativity, where inspiration is passed down and built upon. I've lost count of the times I've struck up a conversation with a stranger over a mutual love of vintage garden tools or salvaged barn wood. There's a generosity to this aesthetic, a willingness to share tips, stories, and even treasures that makes it feel like more than just a design trend. It's a lifestyle, one rooted in kindness, curiosity, and a deep appreciation for the simple things. As we near the end of our reflection, I can't help but think about how rustic farmhouse garden art is, at its heart, an act of optimism. It's a belief that old things can find new life, that beauty exists in the most unexpected places, and that a little creativity can transform the mundane into the magical. In a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain, this design philosophy offers a gentle counterbalance, a way to carve out pockets of peace and joy in our own backyards. It reminds us to look closely, to cherish the stories embedded in the objects around us, and to find satisfaction in the process as much as the result. Whether you're a long-time admirer of this style or just discovering its charms, I hope this conversation has inspired you to see your garden and the treasures within it with fresh eyes. Thank you so much for joining me on this cozy exploration of rustic farmhouse garden art. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What's your favorite repurposed piece in your garden? Or what old treasure are you dreaming of transforming? Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel for more content that celebrates the beauty of slow, intentional living. Until next time, happy creating, and may your garden always be filled with stories, charm, and a little bit of magic. Take care, friends.